Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another installment of Scott's Selections here for Tuesday, October 8th. Before we actually get into today's play of the day, quick announcement on what happened yesterday. Sorry I was unable to get a video out, but I ended up coming down with, I don't even know what it was. I was pretty sick for the last 24 hours, so I was unable to make a video. Sorry about that. I will make it up to all of you sometime in the future by making a bonus video at some point later on in the week. So apologies about that. Wasn't feeling well, couldn't really make a video, but now I feel good enough to make a video. So based on that, we will continue the plays of the day. I'm aware we're in the middle of a massive slump. Apologies for that, but we'll look to bounce back, and hopefully the bounce back will be able to start tonight, and hopefully that all works out. But in terms of today's play of the day, we're going to be looking at DraftKings, actually, which is based in New Jersey, and we are going to be taking a player prop in this matchup, as Verlander will be going against Diego Castillo. However, Castillo is an opener, and it is expected that Yanni Chirinos will pitch the majority of the game. And in terms of the actual play of the day, we like Jose Altuve over half a run scored, which is available at plus 116 on DraftKings, and that will be the line that we are using. Now, the main reason why we like this prop is just based on the fact that Houston's offense, even though that they lost yesterday and they didn't perform that well, Altuve still played very well so far in this series. He has 2 home runs already. He's gotten on base in every single game. And based on the Astros lineup, we think that the Astros should be able to score at least 4 runs in this game, which should mean that Altuve should be in scoring position numerous times. And at plus 116, I simply think that those odds are a little bit too high. In terms of Altuve's numbers against Castillo, they're not great. His numbers against Chirinos are great, but at the same point, he has been very solid against Tampa Bay so far this season, as he has a 308 batting average so far in the postseason, and I think he should be able to get on base. Plus, the lineup has been mentioned. He's going to be batting in the first. You have a guaranteed 9 at-bats because they're on the road. You still have Bregman behind him, followed by Alvarez and Gurriel, all 3 of which are easily able to knock him in via home run or, honestly, any double into the gap. Altuve is the fastest player on the team, and I think that anytime he's on base, he's automatically in scoring position. And I definitely think that Tampa Bay, even though they looked good yesterday, I chalked that up to Greinke simply not having a good game. With Verlander on the mound, I think Houston's going to win? Of course I do, but I definitely think that price is a little bit too heavy, especially to lay on a play of the day. But Tampa's bullpen's been okay so far the postseason. I wouldn't say it's been great by any means, but I definitely think that Altuve getting on base is most likely. And I think based on the fact that he's hit 2 home runs already and the fact that he has a lot of protection behind him in the lineup should lead to some good pitches to hit, as well as some opportunities to score some runs, assuming he does get on base. And I think that at the line you're getting there at plus 116, I think that's way too valuable. I think in terms of the Astros themselves, yes, they have a solid lineup from 1 through 9. But realistically, if I told you that the bottom 4 is going to be Goria, I'll say bottom 3. You have Correa, who's been terrible since the start of the playoffs, Reddick and Chirinos. And if I told you how many runs you think the Astros will score in this game, you'd probably say somewhere in the realm of 4 to 6, maybe, give or take, especially based on the total with Verlander on the mound, probably somewhere in the realm of 4 or 6. So based on that, you have Springer, Brantley, Altuve, Bregman, Alvarez, and Gurriel. I definitely think that Altuve should have a decent amount of opportunities. He has scored a run in 2 of the first 3 games, and I think that plus 116 is too valuable. So for that reason, the play of the day will be on Jose Altuve over half a run scored, which is available at plus 116 at DraftKings, and that will be the play of the day. Now, in terms of some of the other leans going on, not that much to talk about in sports. I know you do have preseason basketball. Lean to the over 227.5 between the Timberwolves and the Suns. It'll be the first preseason game for both teams, just based on the lineups that they're projected to use. Very small ball based, and I think that you should see a lot of run and gun style of offense, a lot of fast tempo, a lot of 3-pointers attempted. I think that game should definitely go over, as both teams will play pretty much no defense and try to just get into a scoring groove with a bunch of preseason games left over. So lean to the over in that one. In terms of hockey, lean to the, what do I like here? Lean to the Penguins on and the Jets over 6.5. I've seen Winnipeg play numerous times so far this season against the Rangers and against the Islanders. Their defense without Buffalo in the lineup might be one of the worst defenses in all of hockey. They give up breakaways left and right. I know Malkin is injured for Pittsburgh, but I definitely think after scoring 7 goals against Columbus, I think that this offense will continue to roll. And based on how Winnipeg's played lately, I don't think it matters who's in net. I just don't like this unit. Lean to the over 6.5. Other than that, looking at the rest of the betting card really quickly, slight lean to the underdog here on the Sharks versus the Predators. Sharks have been terrible so far this season. They lost both games to Vegas and ended up losing against. They are 0-3. Is Nashville a great team? Yes, but it's still early in the regular season, and Evander Kane is back in the lineup after he was suspended for the first couple of games. So I think that he'll make an impact, and I think the Sharks have some value here at roughly, I believe it's plus 140, give or take. You're roughly plus 145. I think that there is some value in the Sharks, so I'll lean to them, small lean there, as I think that they definitely should be somewhere in the plus 120 range. I think there is value on that. And also lean to the over 5.5 between the Bruins and the Golden Knights. I know the Golden Knights' defense has looked pretty solid along with the Bruins. Both these teams have too many weapons on offense, and I think 5.5 is too low for a total. I know that it could end up being 3-2, but you'd still have an empty netter draw, and I definitely think 5.5 is a little bit too low in today's NHL. So lean to the over 5.5 in that one. How's it going, Big X? Thanks for joining us. How's it going, Tevo? Thanks for joining us. Do I think the Rays have a chance? Of course, anytime in baseball you have a chance, just in any single game. But if you ask me right now, do I think the Rays will be able to beat Verlander in any playoff game? No, I don't. You saw Verlander in game one. He gave up one hit through 7 innings. I don't think it matters where they play. I don't think it really matters who the Rays end up using. Of course, the Rays have a chance anytime the Astros bullpen comes into the game, just based on the fact that I am not a fan of their closer whatsoever, and he almost ended up blowing the game in game 2. Not a fan of him. Is he better than Giles, who they ended up trading to get Osuna? Maybe, not really. I don't know. I think if Osuna comes in the game, I think there could be some fireworks because I really just don't trust him at all. But in terms of do I think the Rays have a chance of getting to Verlander? No, I don't. I think Verlander is the greatest pitcher in the modern era. I think that in modern era being from, I'd say, around 2000s onward. I know you can argue past that and say, well, Kershaw's been great in the regular season and blah, blah, blah. I don't trust Kershaw in the playoffs. Verlander in the last couple of years has been the greatest postseason pitcher I've seen, with the exception of Madison Bumgarner, who hasn't really made it into the playoffs in the last couple of years. I think Verlander will shut him down. I think Tampa Bay's performance yesterday was based on the fact that Greinke has not been great historically in the postseason. I think Verlander is going to kill them, and I don't think it really matters. But in terms of the game itself, I think the Rays are worth a live bet if they're within 1 run and Houston's bullpen's coming in. Do I think that's going to happen? No. I think Houston's going to be up 3-0 by the 4th inning, and I don't think it's really going to matter. But I don't know. I'm hoping I'm wrong. As a Yankees fan, I do hope that the Astros somehow get eliminated by Tampa, because I really think the Astros are the best team in all of baseball. Also, a quick announcement I forgot to mention before: the MLB postseason futures are still alive, and I will recap them right now. We have the Cardinals to win the series against the Braves at plus 116. They're going to Game 5, which should be taking place tomorrow, with Fulton-Avitz versus Flaherty on the mound. So that's going to be a tough matchup. We also have the Dodgers beating the Nationals in 5 games, which was available at plus 230 on FanDuel. They are going to 5, and now you have Buehler versus Strasburg in Game 5. I feel very confident about that one, which should give us some nice units. And we still have the Astros winning the AL at minus 110, and we still have the Astros winning the World Series at plus 210. So far, I know that we have 2 Game 5s to worry about tomorrow, but so far, the futures actually look pretty good, so hopefully that is a step in the right direction, and we will look to cash on both of those tomorrow. But in terms of the play of the day today, it will be on Jose Altuve over half a run scored, which is available at plus 116 at DraftKings, and that will be the play of the day. Other than that, though, that's going to be this installment of Scott Selections here for Tuesday, October 8th. Good luck to all of you and your respective bets today. Bye, everyone.